Welcome to the Great Girlfriends podcast, where we discuss life, love. You know what, Brandis, you do this. No, you do it.
Oh.
You want to sit here and mock me?
Stop it.
You do it. Go. I'm not deleting that. Go ahead.
You better delete this.
I'm not saying
Go.
a word. No, go. Come on. Welcome. Say it.
Welcome. Welcome. Welcome, ladies. Welcome.
I can't deal with you right now. Come on.
No, go. I'll be Sybil. Welcome to the Great Girlfriends podcast, where we discuss life, love, laughter, and everything in between. I am your host, Sybil Amuti, and
I'm Brandis Daniel. We're HFR.
shut up.
Welcome.
Shut up.
Welcome. What's up, B?
What's going on, chica?
You know, recording these shows.
I know.
Living the dream.
What's been going on in your world?
Oh my gosh, this holiday season has been fun. Trying to find flights, girl.
Oh my God.
Seriously.
For the amount of money that the flights are from New York to Memphis, we could go to like Barcelona.
I could put a down payment on a G-Wagon. Seriously. My flights are gonna run close to $3,000.
Oh my gosh.
I'm so serious. Like, not again. I'm debating
I could totally
if the
see you
kids
in a
should go.
G-Wagon.
You know, it's one of those, you know, I would love a G-Wagon, but my next vehicle is a Panamera Porsche. Yes, girl.
Love it.
And I'm, you know, as a courtesy, I would get 4 doors. Otherwise, I'd rather have a 2-door. But because I have kids, I feel like at least let me be responsible and get a 4-door Porsche.
Yes. Sam and Dylan want to get in there.
My kids
They want to
can
open
get
their
in
own
there.
doors.
Right. And I don't have to pull the seat back.
Yes.
What's your next car?
Tesla.
Oh, that's dumb.
You know
Why did
that.
I even asked that question?
The Tesla SUV. It came out. Yeah, they have the one that came out this year, I believe, at the end of this year. So I'm gonna wait till all the kinks are out.
Yes, yeah.
And then hopefully in the next 2 years we'll be in a home, because I
Yes.
don't believe in being in a Tesla
On the
while
street.
I'm renting.
How would you couldn't alternate side park a Tesla and
I cannot.
without charging it, right?
You have to charge
You
it.
have to have a station.
Yes, Lord have mercy.
It's all good. It's coming.
No, it's coming.
Well, let me hurry and get my butt to work.
Yeah.
So we can all have.
We gotta get it together. We
our
gotta.
Porsches and Teslas, unless Porsche wants to bless me with a Porsche or one of our,
And Elon, I think I've sold enough books for you.
Hello, you could send a courtesy Tesla or two.
Exactly. How do we end up talking about cars?
I don't know. Those flights, though. I'm trying to see if anybody want to sponsor Dylan over the holidays and keep her here in New York, because she expensive.
She is not having it.
You're right. My mama not having it.
She is not.
My parents would put me, they would be done with me.
Done.
They actually don't care to see me.
What's funny is I believe the same thing. 'Cause my niece said that she was talking to my mom, and my mom is so excited about Sky coming to Memphis, and she's like, and Grandma said she was actually pulling out stuff, and I was like, pulling out stuff? She's like, oh, she got a tub, and she thought she had a car seat, and I'm like, okay, I know about the tub, but where's this car seat coming from?
Like, tell her that car seat needs to be updated.
Well, apparently somebody knows something. My mom don't keep anything, so everything's thrown away. So if she has anything, it's new. But apparently my cousin left a car seat at our house or something. So who knows what will be there when we get there.
Do you remember when you used to be the main event when you went home?
I was a big deal. But you know what happened? My niece and nephew moved to New York.
Oh, that took your throne.
They took my thunder. They don't really care anyway, because my niece and nephew are coming home too.
I used to be the center until about 6 years ago, when Sam just kind of snatched it from me.
But forget it. But I'm so looking forward to going home, because me and Rich are gonna go on so many fabulous dates while I'm at home.
That's a lie.
We might spend
Yeah,
we are.
Listen, I offer them dates on the weekly, and they go to bed.
Because that's what we want to do.
They're like, we're going to bed.
We're going on some fabulous dates. We're gonna go check out. We haven't checked out the new James Bond movie, so we still have to do that.
It's not new anymore.
And we always go get a couples massage in Memphis, because they're half the price in Memphis that they are in New York.
They are so much cheaper. I didn't think.
And like the best spa, we go to Ghoul's. every single time. Every time.
Nice.
And so we'll do that, and then I'm looking forward to hanging out with my girlfriends. I've already told them that I need like a girlfriend's night, no babies. No offense, but no babies.
No, listen, they all get it too. They get it. Oh,
so
that's
yeah.
good. Hello, holidays. It's gonna be
I
fun.
know. I hope you ladies are having a good time. I'm sure everybody's getting ready for family time and getting ready to travel or get people to come into town or.
Yes, and like my boo told me, Deandra, one of my boos, she told me to make sure I don't overeat because you and I have to be snatched.
We got to be snatched from Miami.
Conference.
You know what's so funny? I don't know. I thought I was going to have like a lot of pressure, but I don't really feel the pressure. Is that a
pressure
bad
for
thing?
the conference or pressure for your like post-baby snatch?
Post-baby snatch.
I don't think you need to put on pressure. I don't.
I just feel like it's coming off.
Yes. And that's my point. When you stop focusing on the weight, like women, when we start focusing, it comes off, especially like post-baby weight.
Yeah.
It definitely sheds itself after a while. And then there's a point where you need to assess yourself. Because right now I feel cute. Right now it's cute. But
yeah,
let's start crawling.
Oh no, I know.
Summer is approaching.
I'm about to hit it as soon as we get us a family care provider.
Hello,
because my friend Nia told me do not call him a nanny.
Thank you,
Nia.
I love that.
So as soon as we get a family care provider, I will be at the gym on the regular.
That's so good. Yeah. I like the idea. I call mine a child care provider when I talk to people, or because I don't like nanny.
Yeah.
I don't like nanny, and my sitters are not nannies. Like
they're like
cool,
a part of the
young,
family.
Fab girls. Yeah.
I have no idea though. I'm still trying to figure out how in the world I'm gonna be able to have somebody to watch Sky. I feel like it's gonna be so hard for me to let the reins go on that. Like I don't know. That's gonna be a tough one.
You'll know when it's time.
Yeah. Right now I feel like no.
It takes a minute. It does.
I'm like, no. I just feel like I'm still getting to know her so much. Like she's changing every single day and I'm still getting to know her.
Yeah. Well, that changing every day and getting to know her happens every day.
It does.
My kids are 6 and 4, and they're changing every day.
Oh my God!
And we're still getting to know them every day. Every day is something new. So.
Well, last night she kept us up for 2 hours straight crying, which she had not done before. So that part of her,
you didn't know that part of her.
I didn't know that part of her. Surprise!
Girlfriends, I told Brandis they like to do sound check every now and then. These babies.
I was like, what is this?
That's so cute.
So, anywho, we actually do have a podcast.
We do. We have a show.
We do.
We have a show. And it's going to be a good one. It's going to be short and concise and good. And speaking of new, we're talking about 2016, this whole new year that we're being blessed with that has nothing but opportunity in it, right?
Absolutely. I'm so excited about it.
There's no pressure in it. There's nothing negative in it. It had, it's just new.
It's brand new. It's a blank slate.
Yes,
it's a time to create your own new story.
It's like a blank sheet of paper and we get to write it.
Absolutely.
So we're going to talk about like what we feel are like 6 key things that we think need to be accomplished to like live fully in 2016.
Absolutely.
So I know for myself in 2016, I feel like I accomplished quite a bit more.
2015.
Yes, excuse me. I know for myself in 2015, I accomplished more than I thought I would, even as we like launched the Great Girlfriends. There are still some things I left on the table.
Oh, I definitely left some things on the table this year, for sure.
I definitely gave myself some room for excuses.
All right. So what you leave on the table, Sybil?
I wanted to do more international travel. I only did 1 trip this year. I wanted to do 4
you go?
to Fiji.
Oh.
I know.
That was a dope trip.
It was a good trip, but that wasn't like the last one.
I only did 1 international trip this year. It was to Fiji, but I want to do some other things like Bermuda and girl, get out of here.
Seriously, I said in 2014 that I was going to take 4 international vacations. I only took 1.
Well, Fiji
it took us a lifetime to get there.
Let me tell you, Fiji equals 4.
But I wanted 4. I wanted like 4 separate areas of the earth.
Okay.
And I just didn't do it. And I let the time pass and I started building excuses like, well, school is starting. It's hard to leave the kids for so long.
Right.
In the summertime, I was like, no, I need to grind and focus on building while everybody else is playing.
Right.
And it just wasn't. And now we're at the end of the year. So there was never a great time to do it. And I never just took the opportunity to say, how about go?
Okay. So what else? What else you leave on the table?
That. In terms of like learning something, like aggressively going after a new language, I really wanted to see myself either go after Spanish or French aggressively. And I didn't do either one of those aggressively. I allowed myself to go in pace with my kids on their Spanish lessons, but I wanted to take a class. And then I wanted to go to the respective country and live it out, immerse myself for a week. See what I'm saying? Those two kind of went hand in hand.
I love that.
And those two.
There's one more I'm looking for.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, Inspirific.
No.
Oh,
it ain't even that one. So there's four.
Well, let me explain Inspirific.
Okay, explain Inspirific.
So, as a brand strategist, things for me are about doing the right thing at the right time,
right,
to get the right results.
Absolutely.
Inspirific's time kept getting shifted because I never saw the right fit for it.
Well, what is Inspirific? They don't know. They might not know.
Well, it doesn't matter at this point.
Okay.
I'm going to leave it alone until I'm ready to bring it out.
Okay.
But it's not now. It is, but it's just not now. Okay. And I kept thinking it was this year, but what I realized was the birth of my personal Inspirific was this year, not necessarily the website.
The brand. Okay.
What's the fourth? On one hand, I did deliver on that.
You absolutely did.
Ish.
Yes, ish. Ish, you did. What's the other one?
The other one is I don't have an agent yet. Mm-hmm. The end.
And fully committed.
What do you mean? We're going to do this on the podcast?
We actually are.
What do you mean fully committed? I pursued agencies week after week, tirelessly.
Okay, how many people know? They don't even know what I'm talking about.
They don't. If they read the bio on the website, they know. What else? I pursued it.
Sybil,
I feel like I pursued it.
What are we talking about so they at least know?
We're talking about my modeling career.
Okay. Are you comfortable with that?
I am, but I'm when it happens, it happens. I've come to not press the time on it necessarily. Because I have been pursuing, I'm like, agents, where are you? Gigs, where are you? I've been pursuing them. And I picked up some things this year, which I thought were good. But I know I could have done more probably. Is that what you wanted to hear?
Yeah, but I'm going to leave it right there. Because people didn't know, Sybil. And when people know, they can then open doors.
I don't know about that part.
All right.
Well, enough about pounding on my back, ripping me apart. Let's slide on over to your list. Be ready, because I'm coming for you. Okay. Number one.
Number one was I released a sponsorship workbook. And I even had a course on Udemy, which I'm taking down. Uh-huh. And I did a horrible job of marketing it. Mm-hmm. And mainly because I've been really uncomfortable. Over the years, I've just been kind of uncomfortable with marketing me or my products. Mm-hmm. I'm really great with execution. That's probably my gift. If I have an idea, I'll execute on it. But the marketing piece of it is a challenge for me. Mm-hmm. And so that's something that in 2016, I'm going to be very uncomfortable.
Yes.
But people are going to get sick of me marketing stuff because I'm going to be talking about what I'm doing all the time.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I agree.
Yeah.
Me too.
That was absolutely one of my challenges.
I just had revelation even when you said it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just had some personal revelation.
Yeah, and then I think the other thing, again, not so much in self-promotion, but in fully celebrating my moments, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm really, really bad. There are some people, every time they accomplish something, they send out a whole newsletter. Yeah. Hey, I just got a mention in so-and-so. And it can be the tiniest mention. And they're but people want to celebrate with them.
Yeah, yeah.
I get a full article and I'm like, don't tell anyone.
until it's like 3 months later.
Yeah,
And, I mean, the article's still up, but still.
which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, so if I could go back and do it over, I definitely would have, even pregnant and tired, I would have done a full celebration around the New York Mag feature this year, because that was a huge deal.
Yeah.
So my goal is to start to celebrate my wins. Like, I'll get a win, but I don't focus on it, because I'm like, okay, that's great, Miranda's, but like, you got to go to the next thing. And sometimes I feel like you have to stop and celebrate like the blessings God is already doing, and then go to the next thing. But I kind of jump past the blessings. I just like move so fast past them. Even if it's something I prayed for, I move super fast past it, and I'm on to like the next hurdle that I have to jump over.
Right. Yeah. What's next?
What's next?
It can't be travel, because your butt was everywhere. Between, well, I'm in Bermuda, I'm in Cancun,
It's
I'm
not
in Barbados.
travel. I think probably another goal of mine this year was to market myself more as a speaker, like just in more kind of like, you know, because people have like conferences and they have speaker requests. And my goal was to like, you know, fill out the form to submit to be speakers at different things. And I didn't do one.
Yeah.
I got speaking engagements, but it wasn't because I actively pursued them. And I mean, what I got was great, but what if I had actually actively pursued it?
Right. No, that's awesome.
Yeah. And there's some other things.
that you don't tell me one of those others that you don't feel like saying. What's one of them?
The e-commerce on my HFR website.
Yeah.
I have been talking about that now for
Some
years. And, you know, and I just always found some reason not to do it. And so now what I'm doing is basically putting things in place to move stuff off of my table, like off of my plate, so that I can actively pursue revenue generating things. Because I think you kind of, like, I've gotten comfortable with HFR and where it is, but I've known now, especially last year when my dad had his stroke, like I knew, okay, I have to have multiple streams of income.
Yes.
Like that was like my wake up call. Like you got to have multiple streams of income. But I don't feel like I really made it my priority. Because I was, you know, sometimes you can get so focused on one success that you don't actively keep moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And also, too, if you don't have someone that helps like champion you in that way and help to keep stimulating you to like, you know, create a web, it is kind of hard for you to stop when you're gaining traction, momentum in one area. It's kind of hard for you to imagine that you could step like either veer to the right for 1 second without losing traction here, or you know what I mean? So it's like you need sometimes to have a person there to reinforce it. And you and HFR, you know, you've been like the force.
Yeah, and so what I'm doing now though is just, you know, we'll still do events, but I've done the events. Like I'm like, I feel like at this point I'm at year 9 next year and I'm still folding programs. So, you know, not literally, but that's what it feels like. And so I'm moving out of kind of the day-to-day of that. So it's ladies, it's all we are absolute works in progress.
I mean, and a lot of this stems too from, you know, the emails and the text messages and the calls that we've been getting from so many great girlfriends saying, you know, I feel like I almost did it, or I'm on the brink of something, but I don't know like the next step, or I feel like you know, this year could have been stronger, could have been greater.
Absolutely.
You know, or even saying like, I'm afraid that next year will gonna look like this year. So how do I keep myself from growing stagnant?
Absolutely.
You know?
And sometimes what's funny is like, okay, so HFR was an uncomfortable place for me when I first started. So sometimes that place that pushed you, that very uncomfortable place, becomes very comfortable.
That is so true.
And then you just want to chill in that comfort because you're like, it was so uncomfortable for so long. Now that it's comfort, I just want to chill, but you can't.
Yeah, that's very true.
Got to keep moving.
That's true.
So,
I mean, I'm going to say this too, because I feel like you and I both are closing out 2015 with like a load of uncertainty. but it's all thrilling uncertainty.
Totally.
So many things, like last year this time, were completely different in my world.
Totally.
I wasn't even in New York at this time of year.
I mean,
like, so much was different in your world. You weren't.
I was thinking about a baby.
Yes,
thinking,
you
considering.
had a whole child.
I was considering.
And like, yeah, so much has changed, and but 2016, I couldn't be more excited. Sure.
I'm so thrilled.
I mean,
thrilled. And what I'm so thrilled about is I am so thrilled about pushing myself outside my comfort zone. Like,
me too.
My goal is to live outside the comfort zone. When things feel hard, that's where I want to live.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So what we decided was to dive into these 6 ways that we want to see ourselves and us as a Great Girlfriend community live very, what'd you call it? Live fully in 2016, and like take on new experiences, knowing that, you can plan it out to a degree, but being open to the idea that if you tap into these 6 things, somehow your life is going to grow in one way or another.
Absolutely. It has no choice but to grow. Yeah, for sure.
And so this is the ultimate hit list.
Okay, let's go for it.
So number 1, what you got?
Do one new thing every day.
Say it again.
Do one new thing every day. So just do something different every single day, no matter what that is. That could be something very small. It can be listening to a new radio station.
Right.
It could be, driving a new route. It could be speaking to someone, whether it's at your local coffee shop or someone at work that you don't normally talk to. Just doing one thing different every single day.
And when you do that one thing, acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Like literally take a moment and jot it down. I would probably in a notebook or something. I started out 2014 doing this, and then I had a notebook. I may have it with me. I could show you, but I had a notebook, and every day I would write down one thing that I did the day before that was different. And by the 3 months in, I was like, I'm actually like more, more spontaneous than I realized. Sometimes we think we're so routine, but the truth is, we do at least one or more things different every day. We just don't acknowledge it, so it makes us feel like we're stagnant. When the truth of the matter is, we're not as stagnant.
Absolutely,
as we seem.
I love that.
So when you do it, write it down. And you could look back at it.
Or maybe start a blog.
Start a blog
with or put it on your Facebook page.
Yes, share it.
Share it. Or share it in the Great Girlfriends group.
Yes.
That would be incredible.
There you go.
We should actually do a challenge for January.
We should.
Like have the Great Girlfriends put the one new thing that they've done that day.
Okay, so number 2, I say we need to travel to places unknown. And I mean, that can be local.
Yes.
I know when I was in Memphis in high school, I went to neighborhoods I knew, and the ones I didn't know that my parents were like, stay clear of, or, don't drive so far, whatever their reason, I didn't do. And even still in New York, I got myself into such a strong routine when I was, in my early years here. I went Midtown, Soho, back to Midtown, back home. I mean, when it came time to go to Lower East Side, I felt clueless. So just different areas on a local level.
Yeah.
Then national, why not go to Nebraska?
It's true.
What's
there? We don't know. We have no idea.
Well, why not go overseas? Why not just grab a Groupon? You don't even need a friend, quite frankly. You do this on your own, but just why not go and explore and see what kind of experiences you can create?
Because same thing when I was in Memphis, I had moved away from Memphis, and when I came back, I was in my 20s, and I was working at a new company. I was working for Catherine's. And so all of these girls were introducing me to all these new things in Memphis I had never known. So they introduced me to sushi. I had never eaten sushi before. They introduced me to, just new restaurants. I would have vendors from New York come down to Memphis and then would say, Brandis, let's go to this restaurant for banana cream pie. Which, by the way, I still McEwen's.
Oh, yeah.
That's my favorite place for banana cream pie in Memphis. But I didn't even know I liked banana cream pie. I had never had it before. So it was just going to a different place.
Yeah.
And in New York, when I first moved here, I would try to like explore different neighborhoods every weekend when I first moved here. I haven't done that like since I first moved here.
It in a while. But it's so much fun
But
to
it's
do.
so much fun.
Oh my gosh. You know the best way to do it in New York, and great girlfriends, if you are not in New York when you come here, you could probably do it in your own city. But I love biking through New York.
I have not been bold enough to bike through New York.
It's so much fun. You see the world with or if you ride the subway all the time, take the bus.
Oh yes.
Like take the bus or walk around. You can walk through 2 or 3 neighborhoods
and see a ton of stuff. Yes. Like I love walking.
Yes, but like biking,
I'll never forget the time I discovered Chelsea Market.
Oh yes, I love it.
It's so amazing. I was just like, what is this?
Yeah.
And you just kind of go through.
Every city has that.
Yes.
Every city has a different sections with different flavors and different people you've never seen and music you've never heard and spices you wouldn't normally use. And that's the beauty of travel. When you do go out and explore and discover, it breaks the idea that everything has to be the same.
It's so true.
You know what I mean? And it helps you to open your mind.
It does.
And listen, look, check that quote out. Read that quote right there. I love that.
Perhaps travel cannot prevent bigotry, but by demonstrating that all people cry, laugh, eat, worry, and die, it can introduce the idea that if we try and understand each other, we may even become friends.
How many friends have I made, from travel? Like endless friends. And when you go different places, being able to call and say, I'm coming, or, I might go visit a friend for a holiday because or have a new baby and I decide to go. But it just opens us up to connection with different people of different races.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like my world is not just a Black world because I'm African American.
All the girls who introduced me to all the new restaurants in Memphis were not African American. And I just remember they introduced me to it's not there anymore, but the cutest Thai restaurant used to be on Union Street in Memphis and Union Avenue. And so it's just like, just being with a different type of person then opened me up. And then like our white girlfriends out there, find you some Asian, some Black girls to go hang with because they'll show you different things.
Yes, let's commingle. And most of the time, the best way to do that is to start with food.
Oh my God. Everybody can talk about food.
We can all talk about food. All right, so number 3 is
do something that represents your wild side. And I love this one. I love this one because I can think of a couple things that I've done that are just so much fun.
Yes.
For one of my friends had a high hater weekend. Don't even get me into what that means.
Okay.
So she had a high hater weekend. And she had this whole weekend of events. And one of the things she did was a trapeze class.
Oh, I love that. That is so much fun.
That was so much fun. It was so exhilarating.
Yeah.
Like, it was so much fun. So just doing something that is very different.
Yeah.
For my bachelorette party, I actually had to do cartwheels down Beale Street.
Oh, that's funny.
And for those of you who don't know, Beale Street is this street downtown in Memphis. But that was so much fun. But what if I just decided to go do that even though it wasn't my bachelorette?
It's just a Saturday and you want to go do it.
You just want to go do it.
Yeah, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Sometimes we think that our perception is on the line when we do something wild or people are going to judge us differently or, it's for a certain it's for creative people.
It's for creative people
do that. And you guys probably give me and Brandis way more permission than you give yourselves. Oh, Sybil and Brandis can do that because they're wild.
I was just about to say, this podcast is a wild thing
wild,
because
y'all.
I am more vulnerable and crazy on this podcast than I ever am. As a matter of fact, there are people who probably listen to this podcast, especially if they're New Yorkers, who probably say, I never knew Brandis had that side because I'm just, I am this way. This is exactly who I am, but people don't always see that in like my public life.
Yeah.
So
welcome to the wild side.
So the great girlfriends is my wild side.
No, it's true. But also back to the list part of it. This is where I think sometimes you do need to enlist like 1 or 2 people that can really be with you as cheerleaders. Like, let's do it. And I say make a list of like 3 things that are just like super dope that you want to do this year.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just super dope. And then I don't think you need to spend a lot of money, right?
You don't. You absolutely
can go
don't.
find a class real quick.
You can.
That will be like, less than $100 in some places, or, whatever that budget price is.
I would like to go to a shooting range. I've never done that before.
Much fun.
I would love to go to a shooting range. I would love to actually drive is it called drive a motorcycle or ride a motorcycle? I don't want to ride. I actually want to I want to drive.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. Oh, you know what we did one time? Me and my cousin went and we test drove Teslas. And that was so much fun because I was like almost to the max in that Tesla. But the guy was still like, you're not going fast enough. Like,
wow.
Like, go. Like, what are you doing? Like, he was like, what are you doing, Granny? And I was like, what?
Granny?
So, like, that was so much fun because literally on a Sunday, I was kind of feeling a little down. And I called my cousin and I was like, I need like a pick me up. Like I need something that's gonna like rock my world this week. Like let's go test drive Tesla. She's like, let's do it.
Yeah.
I drove to Harlem and we were on our way to Westchester to go test drive. So it doesn't have to even, and that didn't cost us a penny.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that. Anything.
That's the thing. Oh, this is a side note, but I want to challenge every single great girlfriend to go test drive your dream car.
Oh, I love that.
It's for free.
It's for free. And my big thing was for a long time, my screensaver was me in a Tesla.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, I need to see this.
Yes.
Like this needs to be like ingrained in my brain. I need to understand what my car is going to feel like, what functionality my car has.
Yes.
Like I want to know.
Yeah. Do you remember coming over to my Harlem apartment on my fridge? The Range Rover was up there forever.
Oh my goodness, I don't remember that.
Forever. We had a white one on the fridge forever.
Sybil has the cutest range, y'all.
Well, thank you. But like we had one on the fridge before and we just kept on. Every time I opened the fridge, I was like, I'm driving you one day.
Wow.
I'm driving you one day.
Wow.
And then we ended up getting a white one.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So yes, something on the wild side. Something, but legal. Make sure it's legal. Amen.
Amen.
We not paying bail for nobody.
The great girlfriends told me to do it. No.
We ain't doing that.
And then even some of our great girlfriends are, on the older side. I didn't want to say older. I don't know what the silver. And you may have gotten in such a rut in terms of what you do. Maybe you go to work, maybe you come home, watching TV, cook dinner, go to church. And so there is so much more that you can do, And I know that you guys probably like your same restaurants and you've got your favorite foods, but just try something new,
Yeah, I'm going to shout out my mother because when I say I can't keep up with her, like I can't keep up with my mama.
I love that,
my mama be like out.
I love that.
She stays at a play in a different city.
Wow.
Learning about culture in different places. I mean, she's on the go at all times.
Well, you got it honest.
I got it honest. I really got it honest. Like, she really does keep her crew. Like, she has her crew, and they are on the move.
I love that.
They do.
Though.
They're always out traveling. They're learning something new. I probably picked up a lot of these habits out. You're right, honestly, from her, because it goes right into number 4,
which is explore a new topic and discover a new passion.
I'm gonna pat you and me, the two of us, on the back because we killed that this year with the great girlfriend.
We did.
Big ups, chest bump to us.
Look, we
round of applause, great girlfriends. We did that.
We did. And I didn't even I kind of thought about podcasts before, but I didn't know that this would be like another passion of mine.
No, I don't think, honestly, straight up, when we had that first conversation, I did not imagine feeling this way about what we were doing. Like, I didn't imagine podcasting, no. I didn't know how we were going to get our collective message out.
Right.
But, I didn't imagine the amount of thrill
that it would be every single time we came in front of a microphone.
This discovery has been off the chain.
Absolutely.
And I want to say this too, Brandis, because so many times we wait for permission. No one gave us permission to podcast.
No one gave us permission. That's a tweetable moment.
It's tweetable.
You do not need permission to go and explore a new potential passion.
None of this list requires permission
from
anyone.
You.
Except for you.
Because some of us are waiting for a cosign.
Yes, because we could have easily been like, but wait, we're not in media. So we need to go like check through OWN and figure out how OWN can help us do a podcast, or maybe we need to confer with some of our media friends, and you know what I mean?
Here's the big one everyone has. Maybe we should go take a podcast class.
Yeah, we just certified.
We did not take a podcast class. We had no idea what we would use to podcast.
Quick question: why did you have a microphone already?
Well, I had. You know what? I had a microphone because last year. Well, for one, I knew I wanted to do like some more video stuff, and
yes.
and I said I wanted to do a podcast. I just didn't understand like how it would work out, but I did know I wanted to do a podcast. But then also last year around the same time, I did a 21-day YouTube challenge, and I wanted I had like a fancy camera and like all this stuff, which I gotta find.
I remember that.
But so I was like, okay, I need the right equipment, so that the quality can be decent.
That is something. I mean, we really didn't.
But we didn't know we didn't know where we would we didn't know about GarageBand, because that's what we use. So we use GarageBand to actually record our podcast. We had no idea how to use it. And what's crazy is we don't have an editor for our podcast. Sybil, hold on. I was about to give you your props. Give me a minute.
Like, y'all got an editor.
Y'all hear this? I can't even have a second to give this
because
chick.
the middle child be trying to take stuff from the youngest, and I just need to make sure.
We did not even have an editor for this. All of our podcasts are edited by Sybil.
Yeah.
So
and we thought we were gonna get one until we saw the price.
We thought we were gonna get an editor, and we was like, yeah, we can't afford that.
That was not in budget. So if there's anyone out there that's really great at editing and wants to do it for us complimentary, we receive that, but it wasn't in budget.
And so we figured it out.
We didn't have
and
a
you
website.
did a great job.
Thank
we
you.
We didn't have it. We didn't have anything. And what's even our photo shoot, remember we were doing so we were doing a photo shoot for HFR, which we never released the photos. Shame on me. But anywho, so we were doing a photo shoot for HFR, and Sybil was the model for that photo shoot. And at the end of it, the day before the photo shoot, you said, make sure you bring extra change of clothes so we can take some photographs for the great girlfriends.
Yes.
So we used the photographers that were already shooting for HFR and just had them spend like 10 extra minutes.
Yes.
And shoot us real quick.
Yeah. That's absolutely what happened. I mean, so it was a whole bunch of things we didn't have, but we knew the passion that we have had.
We didn't have a name.
We didn't have a name.
Oh my God.
No, wait a minute.
No. We're not going there. But we did not have a name.
For like 4 episodes.
Great Girlfriends, if you go back and you listen to like the first 4 episodes, you'll realize that we never said the name of the podcast.
We said, welcome to Girls Chat or something like some triple X name we had before.
It was so, we did not have one. So even that, you can't let even small things like that stop you from moving forward.
And trust the idea that when you dive deep into that new passion, like our passion for inspiration around women brought us together for this platform, but like this whole podcasting realm opened up so many doors for us.
Absolutely.
And it set new goals for us.
Yeah.
And it's given us like a certain amount of like unity that other women are grabbing onto.
And confidence.
Yes.
I think, because up until this point, I mean, you and I would speak like this behind closed doors, but I've never had the kind of conversations I've had with you and some other of my great girlfriends behind closed doors, like in a public forum before.
Absolutely.
But after we divulge everything to the great girlfriends, it's kind of like, I have no reason to hold back anything anymore, because basically all of my business is on the street anyway, because I've told the great girlfriends everything.
Y'all know it all.
So, so it's definitely made me more, I think, confident in just sharing my life.
And truth to that is, like, as the passion unfolds more and more, so it helped me decide that for sure next year, like you said, public speaking has to be a critical piece to what we pursue.
Absolutely.
And I think that we're starting out the year with a great speaking engagement, doing panel moderation at the Wealth Conference, which is going to be amazing. But also we're going to go out and pursue more speaking opportunities, which I wouldn't have done publicly.
And I just looked at one actually, and we having a private meeting on it.
Right.
But there was what's the name? Is a podcast movement. It's a big conference that happens, but they're looking for speakers.
Oh yes. Oh, see, we need to be up in that.
So I just looked at that for us the other day.
We need to be up in that. All right, number 5. charity. Ladies, give a hand up to someone else. Listen.
And you're so great at this.
Listen, charity, I feel that I'm led as a global distribution center for God's love, His light, His money, His everything. And you too.
Global distribution center. Oh, I love that.
Let it funnel through me, Lord.
I love that.
Yeah. So everything. So I feel a sense of responsibility around it. Mm-hmm. It's not something that I do during the holiday season.
No,
it's
right.
like a part of my DNA.
Absolutely.
And I really feel that when you make love, which is charity equals love equals charity. When you make that a part of your DNA, something that is like always a part of your consideration, it opens up the door in your life to reap it in return.
Yes.
And it just gives you a greater sense of ownership around what's happening in this world. I feel there's a lot of chaos in this world right now, but I feel so good about my position in this world because I know that I'm helping to make a difference. I'm contributing to what's good.
Right.
Because I'm not just, spending my time at work. I give my time volunteering. You give your time. We're investing in women.
Yeah.
So we're contributing to the good.
And that's the thing that gives me peace too. Because when I look at everything that's going on, I'm
it's
like,
scary.
Oh Lord, have
and we
mercy.
that have children, all of you that have children, it's even scarier for us to have kids and imagine the world we're leaving them in.
Yes.
But that should also employ our good, our charity.
Absolutely.
And I think you do a fantastic job with your interns. Every morning you're mobilizing a separate set of women, like in a more intimate way to move forward. And I do the same thing with the women that I mentor, and like we're consistently investing.
Absolutely.
Love, charity, giving. So I think that, in 2016, each girlfriend, find an area of charity or giving that you're very passionate about. I am so passionate about women. You're so passionate about women. I'm passionate about eliminating food insecurity. So I do a lot with food and hunger.
I love that.
Like that's a big deal.
And Covenant House.
Covenant House. Listen, I get so angry with the youth. I decided, let me spend some time with them.
Yes.
That way I won't be so mad at these teenagers. I'll feel like at least I know that I'm helping a few of them. So donating time.
Absolutely.
So anything that makes you angry could possibly be something that you could generate some like giving towards passion.
I love that thought.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right. So what's our number 6?
Our number 6 is Dare to Dream.
No more shelving them.
No more shelving them.
Don't shelf them. Don't shelf them.
Don't shelf the dream.
Don't shelf them.
And here is the thing. Sometimes we have a dream that's so huge, but we can start somewhere. And a lot of times, like I have a friend of mine in Memphis who had thought about opening a restaurant. And I said to her, what if, because her biggest thing was she really wanted to have like entertainment and just have like a different ambience and atmosphere for young professionals. And so what if you started out and you just kind of own one night at a restaurant? So you brought in your own chef, you own the menu that night, you own the entertainment that night, you own the ambiance that night, and you brand it that night under whatever your brand is.
Yeah.
And then you get that piece popping, right?
Yes,
you get that popping. And then from there, when you get ready to open up your own restaurant, people already know what to expect. But sometimes we want to, and I believe in jumping right in, but I also believe that you have to crawl. And so it's like, maybe you can't start at 10, but you can start at 2.
Yeah.
You want to open your own bakery, but that's a huge expense, overhead expense. So maybe you start with just baking goods for family and friends that they can buy.
Exactly.
And you market the heck out of that. You have an open house at someone's home that's really nice and welcoming, and you have like samples of all the things and your pricing and everything there. There's like so many things that we can do right where we are. Maybe your thing is you want to write a book, so maybe you just start a blog.
Yep.
So there's like, I just think that sometimes the dreaming part can be so intimidating because we don't have a ton of time, but we've got this huge dream and we're trying to figure out, how do I get investors for this? And, my credit isn't good enough for that, or I don't know if I can get a loan for this, when in fact might not be the smartest way to go anyway.
Right. I think too, we assume that if we have a dream, the thing that we're doing is not a part of that dream. So if I have this dream to go out and be a singer, my current job does not align with that. So I therefore need to leave my current job and go sing on mic somewhere full time until I'm singing for the Grammys, until I'm getting a Grammy or something like that. I don't believe that. I believe that each piece of your journey works together. And I believe that you have to, one, acknowledge you got a dream.
Right.
And two, be willing to start visualizing it.
And speaking it.
And sharing it.
We think that I'm not telling anybody my idea.
I gotta keep it my secret.
I'm not telling anybody my idea. I'm not telling anybody my dream because somebody might take it or steal it. Mm-hmm. Actually, when you tell people your dream and when you share your dream, it really helps you. Mm-hmm. One, you're giving yourself accountability.
Right.
And then you're building, hopefully you've got great people around you and all these people will help to rally and support around your dream and your vision.
Absolutely. So it's not about necessarily, in order to unshelf it, it doesn't have to be the right time for it to be fully manifested. It just needs to be the right time for you to honor it, which means to just own the fact that you have a dream that has gone untouched.
Absolutely.
So let's go back over to 6, just so our great girlfriends have the list for 2016. Number 1,
do one new thing every day.
Number 2, travel to places unknown, or at least, unknown to you.
Number 3, do something that represents your wild side.
Number 4, explore a new topic, discover a new passion.
Number 5, give a hand up to someone else.
And number 6 is dare to dream. So that's it. I think we nailed that.
We absolutely did.
Yeah. Which means that we got a lot to do.
And we got a whole lot to do, and you guys have a whole lot to do. You got a lot of homework on your plate right now.
My suggestion is to make that sort of the template for the vision board.
Oh, yeah.
Why not make your vision board with these 6 in mind and create your bubbles or your goals or your images around them and then set some dates to it?
I love that.
Why not?
I love it.
And that's probably what we'll end up doing together.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Perfect.
This has been lovely, darling.
This has been wonderful.
I'll thank my boo first. Thank you, Kwaku. I love you.
Thank you, babe, who is handling Sky right now.
Like
and she is giving it to him.
Yeah, he's holding it down. That brother's holding it down. And yes, and to Sky.
And to Miss Sky, my little pumpkin.
Yes, and my Sam and Dylan. And we thank all of the great girlfriends all around the world now.
All around the world.
50 countries strong.
I love
Boom.
That's so crazy.
What? And just think, this summer, no one was listening to our non-existent
podcast. So thank you, ladies, so much.
6,000 downloads strong.
6,000. Wow.
Yes. So
blown away.
Kudos to us.
Blown away. So thank you guys so much for sharing the podcast, for just being there for us, for being such great, amazing girlfriends to us.
Yes, we're
for giving us all those amazing messages that you leave in the Facebook group that encourage us.
I know. And for those of you that haven't had time to do an iTunes review, just drop a quick 1-line review.
Oh, yes, please, guys. So our Christmas gift request is an iTunes review or a Podcast Republic review, or whatever you listen to our podcast on. Just drop a review so that more great girlfriends can come on board.
Yes, so many people live by those reviews, so we
need
more feedback. The better the feedback, the more feedback, the better is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
So check us out on Twitter
at _great GFS.
I threw that. You did good.
You did.
Instagram,
The Great Girlfriends.
Facebook,
The Great Girlfriends.
Facebook group,
The Great Girlfriends.
YouTube channel,
The Great Girlfriends.
Yes, we have up our YouTube channel.
We do.
And we're also on iTunes,
Stitcher,
Blueberry,
Podcast Republic,
and any other a podcast player that you guys know that I can't think of.
Oh, we got to get uploaded on Podbean. We got to figure that out.
Okay, we'll figure that out.
Yep.
So we'll be on Podbean soon, but there's so many different ways. Or you listen directly on the website, thegreatgirlfriends.com.
Post your questions, share with your friends, keep listening, and keep being a great girlfriend. Bye, guys.
I'm Sybil.
And I'm Brandis.
We're signing off.
Bye.
Bye.